All right, folks, Europe's a pretty big deal when it comes to travel. Everyone knows about Paris, Rome, and London, but let's be real, those spots can get a bit crowded and pricey. Today, we're diving into the hidden gems, the most underrated places to visit in Europe. These are the spots that don't always make the headlines, but absolutely deserve a spot on your bucket list. First up, let's head over to Český Krumlov in the Czech Republic. This little medieval town feels like you've walked straight into a fairy tale. Picture cobblestone lanes, colourful old houses, and a massive castle perched on the hill. The river winds its way around the town like a ribbon, and in summer, you'll see locals floating down it in little rafts with a beer in hand. It's got that chilled village vibe, but there's heaps of history tucked into every corner. The castle tower gives you a killer view, and if you're there in winter, the snow turns the whole place into a Christmas card scene. Now scoot over to Ghent in Belgium. Everyone bangs on about Bruges, but Ghent is where the real magic happens. It's buzzing with students, which means loads of cool cafes, street art, and a nightlife that'll keep you going till sunrise. The old town is stacked with Gothic buildings, canals, and even a proper medieval castle right in the middle. It's got history, but it doesn't feel stuck in the past. In summer, the Ghent Festival takes over the city with music, theatre, and parties on every corner. It's the kind of place that makes you feel alive. Heading north, we land in Tallinn, Estonia. Honestly, this place is one of Europe's best-kept secrets. The old town looks like something from a storybook with its towers and walls still standing proud. But what makes Tallinn special is the way it mixes the old with the new. You'll find high-tech cafes, funky art districts, and some of the best food markets in Europe. Climb up to Toompea Hill and you'll get views of the red rooftops stretching out to the sea. And if you visit in winter, the Christmas market is hands down one of the coziest you'll ever see. Now, let's cruise down to Lake Bled in Slovenia. This spot is straight out of a dream. You've got a turquoise lake, a tiny island with a church in the middle, and a medieval castle clinging to the cliffs. Hire a little boat, row yourself out to the island, and ring the church bell. Locals reckon it brings you good luck. In summer, you can swim in the lake, and in winter, the snow turns the place into a winter wonderland. And don't leave without smashing a slice of Bled cream cake. Over to the Balkans now, and we're stopping at Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This town's famous for its old bridge, the Stari Most, which arches across a bright blue river. Watching the local divers leap from the bridge into the icy water is something you'll never forget. The old bazaar is packed with little shops selling rugs, jewellery, and tasty street food. It's got a mix of cultures, with Ottoman, Mediterranean, and European vibes all rolled into one. Plus, the surrounding mountains make it perfect for anyone keen on hiking or exploring nature. Next, we'll hop across to Porto in Portugal. Lisbon gets all the hype, but Porto has its own charm that's unbeatable. Colourful houses tumble down the hillsides to the Douro River, and the bridges crossing it are absolute works of art. The food here is unreal. Think fresh seafood and hearty stews. And of course, it's the birthplace of port wine. Wander along the riverside, listen to live music, and soak up that laid-back Portuguese vibe. If you're after sunsets, the ones over Porto will leave you gobsmacked. Heading back north, let's check out Bergen in Norway. A lot of travellers stick to Oslo, but Bergen is where the magic of the fjords begins. The colourful wooden houses on the harbour look like they've come straight out of a painting. The city is surrounded by 7 mountains, so hiking is a must if you're into the outdoors. Even just catching the funicular up Mount Floyen gives you insane views of the city and sea. The weather can be a bit wild, but that just adds to the atmosphere. Grab a hot chocolate, rug up, and let the dramatic landscapes do the talking. Now on to Gdańsk in Poland. This city has such an underrated vibe. The old town is full of brightly painted buildings that look like gingerbread houses lined up in a row. It's got a rich history as a trading port, and you can feel that mix of cultures in the streets. The waterfront is buzzing with cafes and little market stalls. Plus, it's right by the Baltic Sea, so you can mix city exploring with a beach trip. It's affordable, friendly, and a great way to experience Poland beyond the usual big names like Warsaw and Krakow. And finally, let's wrap things up in Valencia, Spain. Everyone races off to Barcelona or Madrid, but Valencia is where you'll find a more relaxed, authentic Spanish feel. It's got a gorgeous old town with winding streets, a futuristic city of arts and sciences that looks like it's from another planet, and some of the best food in Spain. This is the birthplace of paella, so you can't leave without trying the real deal. The beaches are golden and never as jam-packed as Barcelona's, and the Fallas Festival in March is an absolute blast with massive street parties and giant sculptures being set on fire. So there you have it, Europe's most underrated spots, from fairy tale towns to coastal gems, buzzing student cities, and epic natural wonders. They might not be the first names that come to mind, but that's exactly what makes them so special. If you're looking for adventures that aren't crowded with tourists, but still packed with culture, food, and scenery, these places will knock your socks off.